Hey friends, welcome to One Little Coder. In this stable diffusion tutorial, we're going to see how to do a image to image stable diffusion using Hugging Face Diffusers. In the previous video, we learned how to do text to image, but here we are going to give an input image, give a prompt text, and based on that, we are trying to generate some output image. So you might have seen a lot of collabs on this thing, but this one is quite neat, I would say, because of diffusers. So if you prefer using the other collabs, that's fine. But if you prefer cleaner code, so this video is exactly for you. First, let me show you what we are going to do. Then I'll take you through the code so that you can understand what are we trying to achieve. First, we have got an input image. The image looks like this. So what I want to do is I want to give a prompt here. Like for example, I want to say a fantasy land. So let's assume this is an image that we got from internet, and this is a fantasy land. And what we want to say is we want to say a fantasy landscape with a herd of sheep. So this is the input image given to Stable Diffusion, and this is the prompt. And what Stable Diffusion has created is this fantasy land with a herd of sheep. Maybe now I don't like herd of sheep. I can say a fantasy land with lots of cars. I don't know if we can do lots of cars here, but I just wanted to try a fantasy landscape with a lots of cars. And you can see that it is going to generate an image based on this input image, also based on this prompt. And then it's going to generate some image, and if that image makes sense, then we'll move on to the code. What I would show you, how do we do this entire thing? Okay, I don't see a car necessarily, but you can see that this input image being changed it into this so I'll take you through the code and then we'll see what to do. First thing, you can copy this Google Colab notebook. I'll link it in the YouTube description just below the like button. If you're new to the channel, this is the place where I make programming tutorials focused on coding, deep learning, machine learning, NLP, all these things. So please subscribe if you have not. So you can just click this Google Colab notebook, copy this notebook to your drive, and then start working on it. You don't have to do anything special. After you copy the Google Colab notebook to your environment, just make sure that you have got the GPU enabled. The way you do it is click runtime, change runtime, and then you see GPU. Once GPU is available, just make sure that do NVIDIA SMI to understand what kind of machine you have got. In my case, I've got a Tesla T4 machine with a 16 gig RAM, and this process is successfully happening in this machine. So if you are not getting this machine, most likely you would get an upgrade than this. So it should probably work well, but if you're not getting, just make sure that you have some kind of GPU available. Once that is done, the next step is you need to install diffusers, transformers, FTFY. And IPy widget is not required in at least in this particular Google Colab notebook, because I'm not using any widget here. So once you install these three libraries, the next thing that you need to do is you need to say from Hugging Face Hub notebook_login and notebook login. I think I've already shown you this, but once again I'll do it. Once you do this thing, it's going to open a new like a window or modal. What you have to do is you have to go to your Hugging Face settings. Where do I have my Hugging Face settings? Yeah, you have to go to your settings profile. You should have been logged in, settings, and once you go to the settings, you would see access token. And once you go to access token, you can copy the token and come back here and paste it. Once you paste it and log in, it's going to say that authenticated through this and blah blah blah. That you have stored, the token has been stored here. So this is an important process, at least for Stable Diffusion model, because they're going to match your username with whether you have already accepted the terms of service of Stable Diffusion. So first step is you should have accepted TOS of Stable Diffusion. Next thing is the authentication token, using authentication token. If you are not familiar with this, please watch my previous video on Stable Diffusion that would have exact step-by-step process of how to do that. The next thing that we need to do is there is a helper script that the Hugging Face team has put together. If I have to show you, this is where the helper script is present. And what we are trying to do here is we are trying to actually download the helper script. And as you can see, I've downloaded the helper script and as image underscore to image py, and we are going to load that along with the other libraries that we have got. So we have got a helper script or utility script, whatever you would like to call it. We're going to load the helper script from image to image, where we have got the class which is Stable Diffusion image to image pipeline. I assume that most likely this might make its way directly into diffusers, but for now, this is what we have got. The next thing is, once we have successfully imported, there is some possibility that you might get an error here, image not found, or all these things. If you get that error, just make sure whether you have image underscore to underscore image dot py file in your root directory where you are running this Google Colab notebook or on your local machine. If that is not there, this is not going to work. The other way is you can actually literally go here, go to this place, which I'll link in the YouTube description, copy this entire content, like literally copy this entire content, put it on the cell above, like somewhere here like this, and then you can run it, and then you can run the rest. You can do that way also, but that doesn't look a lot cleaner. That's why I've just sourced this content from here. Okay. So once you have done successfully import, the next thing is you need to set device as CUDA because we are using a GPU, and stable diffusion. You need to create a pipeline from stable diffusion image to image pipeline. From pre-trained, you need to give these parameters: the model name and the revision, and the data type, float 16, and you want to use authentication token. Then convert the model into a CUDA model. Once you're done with this thing, it's going to download all the model. Then it's simple. After you are done with that, now you're going to download the initial image. Like for example, we have already used this image. I'm going to go to Google and then say images of let's say Elon Musk rocket. Let me see if I have a picture of Elon Musk with rocket. Okay, this looks good. I'm going to copy the image picture. Oh, the article is opening. Oh my goodness. Okay, now I need to find ways to copy this. Go to source. You know what, I should have just copied the URL there. So let me go back, copy image address, come back here, paste it. Okay, I got the image. So I can come back here and paste this image. Okay, now you can see that I'm downloading a different image, which in this case is Elon Musk showman rocket image. Then I'm going to use request to, okay, first of all, this disclaimer, this entire code is from the Hugging Face help page, so it's not my own code. So we have got a bright, beautiful Elon Musk here. So what we have done is we have downloaded the image using request library, and we are going to process it using Pillow. After we do that, we have to just give some kind of prompt. We can say prompt is standing. Okay, let me say what the prompt I can give is Elon Musk standing with Taylor Swift. I don't know if it's going to work, but let's see. And after I have the prompt, I'm going to just run this, and then it's going to create the images. And then I'm going to just take the first image and then say Elon Musk.png, and you can set the parameters like strength and guidance and all those parameters. You can read more about how you know it helps you in creating the desired image that you want. Even I'm honestly not sure if it's going to work, but you know, who cares? It's an image. Let's try. Okay. we have got Elon Musk with Taylor Swift, so that's good. So maybe a different prompt is like a dreamland, a color sketch. Maybe I'll just say color sketch, and then see if it's going to create a color sketch of this. I'm not an expert in image to image, so I'm myself learning. But while it is loading, to quickly summarize, first step is copy this Google Colab notebook. Second is make sure that you have got a GPU. Next is check your GPU. Install the required libraries. Make sure that you're authenticating your Hugging Face Hub account in this Google Colab session. Download the image to image code from which comes from Hugging Face, and then load all the libraries. The next thing is set the device as CUDA for GPU, specify the model name, and then download it, and then set the input image, download the input image, and then you have got the prompt which you have to give, and finally you have got the actual like image generation, and then you save the image. So in this case, I think it just shows Elon Musk, so you can see. I don't know if there is any similarity between these two images. So what I would want to do is maybe I want to kits color sketch of mountain. Okay, let's see if we can get okay, this image looks okay. So I'm going to copy the image address, come back here and give that as an input image. And then see if that image, okay, that image got downloaded. We're going to process the image and I'm going to say mountain, a fantasy land trending on art station by Picasso with AutoCast CUDA. Now the image generation has started. Let's see if what happens with this image, and with that we'll wrap this video. And just like I said, I'll link the Google Colab notebook in the YouTube description. You can definitely check it out, and all credit goes to the Hugging Face team for this code. I've just copied and pasted their code in Google Colab notebook. I'm sharing it, so it's definitely not my own code. Also, oh, it looks a lot different, but maybe because we have got mountains, there is similarity of mountain. Maybe that's possible. So again, I don't I'm not an expert in image to image, but a lot of people ask me how to do image to image. And here we have a very simple notebook that can do image to image using Stable Diffusion with Hugging Face Diffusers library that makes it really easy for us to do diffusion based inference. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section. Otherwise, happy coding.